everybody, and welcome back to my RV kitchen. Today I've got some new recipes for you, and I just wanted to touch base. I did touch base in one of these clips, but I had a request from a subscriber saying that they love the recipes and they have trouble finding them. So I have on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com, added a page called Find a Recipe. You'll also find a link to that page on the home page. And when you go there, it will list every menu Monday since June. I went back to June, and it lists what I cook each week, and there's a link to that menu Monday if that's the recipe you're looking for. If you have any requests prior to that, just let me know. I keep records of all the ones that I do, and I can go back further, but I'm going to continue to add them as I go on, so that if you say, oh, I know she cooked that barbecue chicken in the Instant Pot, you can find it. And I have IP for Instant Pot, BG for Blackstone Griddle, Crock Pot, CP, but there's a list of the little codes. That way, if you are looking for a specific recipe in a certain appliance, that will help too. So I hope y'all enjoy that, and let's get cooking. So today we're going to make some blackened chicken with pineapple salsa. Super easy dinner. Most of the work is cutting everything up. Now I will have the ingredients at the end of this clip, and of course, as always, your recipe, ingredients, and directions will be on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com. So I'm starting off making the salsa, and we're going to cut up a pepper. You can use any color, I just happen to have red. An onion and a pineapple, and then after we get all that cut up and put in there, we shall move on. I'll be back. Now we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and then just a little salt. I'm going to mix this all up. Now I put this in the refrigerator for several hours because I made it in the morning and then put the chicken on in the evening. For the chicken, I just cut it up and butterflied it, and then I rubbed each side with some blackened seasoning and some salt. I gave him to Big Daddy, and he took over and did them on the Blackstone Griddle. He's been trying out the lids and using some steam to keep the chicken moist, and it worked out really well. And fortunately, the lid that we have comes from a Ninja oven, and it wasn't big enough for all 4 sliced chicken breasts. But we was at a store the other day, and we found a lid. It just needed a handle, and so we purchased that, and he made a handle to go on top of it. So we're going to try that. It's round instead of oblong, and If one doesn't work, we'll have both lightweight, so easy to carry in the RV. So you just want to keep turning this chicken. You want to do about 6 to 8 minutes on each side, or until the internal temperature reaches 165. Here Big Daddy is checking the temperature. And the chicken was super moist, so I highly recommend using a lid with some steam. Alright, the chicken is done. Now we're going to put the pineapple salsa on top, and I'm telling you, it was fantastic. I hope you give it a try. Here are your ingredients. Today's meal: pork chops, potatoes, and beans. And this is being done on the Blackstone griddle. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the pork chops out and season them with Cajun seasoning and adobo. Use that to taste. And if you don't like these seasonings, you can choose others. I'll get that pushed in, and I'm going to turn them over and season the second side. Alright, now for our potatoes. I just got some small white potatoes. I'm just going to cut these up. We do half or quarter. The smaller you make it, the faster they cook. Now we use the Baby Dutch yellow potatoes, but any potato that you want to use, as long as you cut it up small enough, would be fine. Now that we've got them cut up, we're going to add some olive oil. We do garlic powder, onion powder, some nature's seasoning, and some adobo. Just get it all mixed up until the potatoes are equally covered, and if you don't like those seasonings, again, seasonings of your choice. We put them on the Blackstone until everything was cooked through, and then we served ours with a side of baked beans. As always, anything on the Blackstone comes out good. It was a great meal. Hope you give it a try. Here are your ingredients. Today we're going to do some Instant Pot ribs, and I'm using country style. So the first thing I'm going to do is season them with salt and pepper on both sides. Alright, now they're all done. We're going to put them on top of our trivet. And then we're going to combine our apple juice and our brown sugar. Now the recipe calls for 3.5 cups of apple juice, but you want to reserve 1/4 cup for later. And then a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to mix this all together and then pour it over the ribs. I'm going to put the lid on. We're going to set this to sealing, and we're going to cook for 30 minutes on high pressure. After it's cooked, you want to make sure you do a natural release for 10 minutes, and then you can let the rest of the steam out. Now for our vegetables, we are going to cut up our potatoes, our red pepper, an onion, and then we're going to season those with some olive oil, nature's seasoning, adobo, onion powder, and garlic powder, and just use however much you like, prefer to your taste. Again, all the ingredients will be at the end of this clip, and directions also on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com. And I've also added a Find a Recipe, and it's a page that shows you each Menu Monday and what was cooked on that Menu Monday. So if you're looking for a specific recipe, you can scan through that page. Alright, we are taking the ribs out of the Instant Pot now, and we're going to mix them with the barbecue sauce and the 1/4 cup of apple juice. I'm just going to mix the apple juice in with this, and then we'll get it on the ribs. Alright, we're going to put them in the oven on broil, and you want to turn every 3 or 4 minutes and put more sauce on it, and then the sauce will start to get sticky when they're done. Now we put our vegetables on the black stone, but you can also put vegetables on a sheet pan and do them in the oven after you've seasoned them, and that would be 400 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. Here are your ingredients. Hope you try it. Alright, so for our chicken, which I call pot chicken, you're going to marinate the chicken. I like to do it overnight. You can do it as little as 30 minutes in the soy sauce, horseradish, a can of Sprite or other lemon lime soda, and some vegetable oil. So I did that the day before, put it in the fridge overnight. Now I'm working on my black-eyed peas. These are dried peas, and I'm adding 8 cups of water, some olive oil, 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, some garlic. I use the garlic, and then a bay leaf, which is optional, but I did put one in mine. Now after you get everything in here, you're going to set this to pressure and cook for 25 minutes. You want to let the pressure release naturally. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll let mine sit for quite some time because I wasn't ready to start on the potatoes. For the potatoes, all you do is put them in the Instant Pot, add a cup and a half of water, and cook for 15 minutes. You can do a quick release on those. Now, for our chicken, I'm getting it out of the refrigerator, and I'm going to cook it in my griddle pan on the stove top. Now I'm just stirring the black-eyed peas, which I moved to a pan so I could reheat them. And I am just working on the chicken. I'm just going to turn it a couple of times until it reaches temperature. Here I am checking. All the chicken's cooked. Obviously I sped that up. So I'm going to get that out of the pan now, and we are going to serve up dinner. Came out so well on this pan, and it was so juicy and the flavor was fantastic. I hope you give this one a try, and marinating it overnight I think made all the difference. So here's your ingredients, and again, recipe directions on the website rblifeintheusa.com. Well, thank you for joining me again for another Menu Monday. I will be back next Monday with more recipes. For anyone that's new, thank you for joining me today, and please consider subscribing. My husband and I travel around the country. My husband is an industrial pipe fitter, and we go job to job, so some of our videos are exploring the U.S. when we get to an area, but I do food videos every Monday. So thanks again for everybody coming back. Good to see you, and I will see everybody next Monday. Love y'all. Bye-bye.